Howdy, howdy, hot board. So the need for a bit more mobility is important. So I always start my sessions with a mobility matrix, and you should do too. But sometimes because I train quite hard, I need a little bit longer. So here's a little mobility sequence for you guys to join in. So we start with some articulations of the ankles. So we're starting from the ground and working up. So sitting onto your bottom, big rotations through the ankles. So we want big, big, big circles with the toes. Then go back the other way. This bit harder to coordinate. So big circles, rotating your joints, trying to get to the corner of each one. So big circles, and we're coming up into knee grabs. So what I want you to do is sit tall, try and pull your knee in or your heel in towards your bottom, sitting nice and tall, keep your chest up at the top, like so. So on the floor we go kind of seated 90-90s. Now the idea is you kind of tip your inside knee here and then sit and kind of post up, that tower power, sit nice and tall. Trying to get some rotation through your hips. My hips are proper tight, so I struggle with this. Just bring your body weight forward, so we're kind of almost pushing towards there. Keep your body square. Like so. Hop onto all fours here. We go happy cat, sad cat. I really like it. A happy cat, sad cat. You guys probably realise that though. So we try and get your spine moving. Like I said, I like starting from the floor and working up. So ankle, knee, hip, spine, shoulders. So we push, tip your eyes up and look upwards, and then drive the middle of your back whilst dropping your chin to your chest. So then we're going for a scat raise. So we go through the shoulder girdle now. So we drop your shoulder blades, then push up. So it's like a happy cat, sad cat, but with your upper back and your shoulders. So we kind of drop your chest, keeping your back in a neutral position, then we push back up. So simple articulations of the neck, rotate here, go nice and slow with these. So we're working through. These might seem real simple, but most people don't use the range of movement they've got, and as such it becomes restricted. So we push you through a full range of movement. So we go up and down, pick your chin up. Then we go big circles with your shoulders, so brushing past your ears, big circles. Again, search around, so we're trying to reach out and round as we come round. Get some fluid into your joints. Then we go with your elbows, nice big circles. And then with your wrists too. So we start with an old favourite, we go with Spider-Man. Often people kind of shortcut off Spider-Man. The idea is to plant your foot flat on the floor and then drop your hips as you step forwards. Okay, now there's a lot of things going on in a Spider-Man. Step back, step forward. So we've got to use your kind of flexibility through your ankle. We're pushing your knee over your toe here, so we're getting a lot of range of movement through the knee joint. We've opened up the back hip, and we're stretching through the front line of your body. If you drop your hip and keep your chest bone nice and high, you're going to get a stretch through your hip flexor, through your abs, all the way up into your spine. Because your hands are on the floor here, you're also getting a little bit of stability and a flexibility through your wrists. So stepping back, step forwards again. Like I said, drive your hip in, pick your chest bone up. If you're a pro and you've got a big range of movement, drop your elbow down towards the floor. So changing over again, stepping forward, and we're dropping your elbow to the floor if you can. If not, just stay where you are. Again, push your weight forward. So we're trying to get that knee flexion here. I'll show you from the side, pushing your knee over your toe. So we push your ankle, so we get a stretch there. Change again. It's all a bit higgledy-piggledy. So we're pushing through, opening up your hips and stretching through the front line of your body. So we mobilised your joints, now we're kind of going into kind of dynamic mobility as such, which is basically stretching and moving at the same time. Laying up onto your back here, we're just going for a static stretch through your glutes. Cross your leg across your body, your ankle on top of your thigh. Reach your hand through your legs and grab your knee. Keep your foot flexed as you do it. So pull your knee into your body. Work hard to open out through the out through your knee here. So we get a nice stretch into your bottom, the outside of your bottom ideally. So we're getting a nice stretch through here. Change onto the other side, so again reach through, keep your foot flexed. You can kind of support it by holding your foot here. Probably not a nice view there, but you can probably see what's happening. So we hold that stretch. Now if you're on the hard floor you might want to mat or move onto the carpet, but this time we're going for a squashed frog. See, my knees are out nice and wide, my elbows are down, then I'm driving my hips back, so I'm trying to sit on my heel with a flat back. So I'm parallel with the floor, my knees are really wide. I'm feeling this in my adductors, the inside of my legs. It's quite a mechanical kind of conversation. So you feel it on the inside of your legs. Like I said, it's a squashed frog. So rock back, drive back and get that stretch. Then come forwards and release it just a little bit. Then we're trying to make it kind of an active kind of thing. You need to kind of engage your mind and get a feeling where the muscles are tight, what joints are working and what's doing what. So you're sitting your bottom back into it. So we're up onto one knee, we kind of dig your heel in, keep your body nice and strong. We're going to pick your toe up on this one, but I want you to kind of sit your bottom back so we feel it through your hamstring, maybe a little bit through your calf. So sit your bottom back with a neutral spine, drive your hip back. Notice my knee's slightly bent. I'm not trying to lock my knee out. You can if you've got it, but I'd rather you look after your knees just a little bit more. So keep your chest up high, so we've got a neutral spine. We keep the discipline with our stretching. And we pull back here, we come forward into a lunge, then we sit back into a hamstring stretch. So we come forward into a hip stretch with a bit of a lunge, and then we dig our heel in and sit back and drive your hips back there. So pushing forward, no kind of bounding as such, we just slowly tiptoe into it until we kind of increase that range of movement. Switch onto the other side. Sitting back, pushing forward, sitting back here to push forwards. You might find that one side's slightly tighter than the other. It's just interesting to note. Might be because you've been walking around in circles or something like that. Probably not though. Next stretch we're going to do, now this one's a tricky one. What you might want to do is get yourself closer to a wall for this one. So within kind of a few inches of a wall, then I want you to keep your heel down, then I want you to kind of reach your knee towards the wall. So this is a bit more of a soleus stretch, so it's deeper into your calf muscle there. Okay, you don't actually have to have a wall, you can kind of just do it here. You can kind of stoop over it and kind of put a little bit of pressure on. There's a good way to measure the length of your calf muscles. I've been doing a lot of running lately. My calf muscles feel a bit tight. People who drive for a living will often feel this one a bit tight. If you don't feel it, you can kind of come up into a calf stretch here and kind of hold it in that position. Change onto the other side. So again, like the other ones, we kind of ease into it, hold it for a moment, and then push back out. So we're kind of easing into it, hold it for a moment, and then we push back out. So nice and gradual. Cool, so we're going to speed it up a little bit more again, getting that dynamic mobility, so we're rolling forward and reaching. So we're going to roll and reach. So we go with a kind of narrow stance first of all. You kind of reach forward, pull your knees into your chest. As you kind of roll back, make sure there's nothing behind you like a kettlebell or anything. And then we're going to go for a straddle stretch. So we're going in here, feet really wide, and open up in there. Like so. So we're pushing nice and wide, reaching up in there. Cool. So from that kind of forward leaning position here, what I want you to do is pull back here. So grip the floor as such, and then sit your bottom back and drop your chest in there. So you're going to feel this down the side of your torso, underneath your armpits as we stretch your lats. So favour one side and favour the other. So move your hips from side to side to try and get a little bit more focus on one side and then the other. So again, we keep your back nice and flat. You're sitting in here, then we're kind of going from one side to favour one side and dropping one shoulder in maybe. So you'll feel it, you just got to search for it, okay? So some people won't be tight through there, other people will. You might want to kind of reach with one hand and then reach with the other. So we're trying to get up through your upper back and stretch through your arms here. Now this one's a bit tricky. You might need a doorway or somewhere else to kind of fix yourself. I use my wall for the time being. You could do it standing or kneeling. So we're going high first of all to get the kind of aspect through your chest and through your shoulder. Loosen up if you need to. Then we're coming up to the top here and twist your body around. So I've got a straightish arm, so my elbows are slightly bent. I'm not locking out my joint, but then I'm pushing my body around so I can feel it down through my shoulder, a little bit through my bicep. So I'm going to hold that. Then I'm going to move it slightly lower down, twist my body around again, and then onto the other side there, and then just one more slightly lower down. Right, playing fast and loose with the word interesting. Many people are kind of tight through the chest, through the upper back. So again, we go high on this side, so hold it there. So we need to stretch. If you understand kind of your anatomy, and then even more so like your functional anatomy, you'll find out that kind of your chest muscles come across your collarbone here and down into your sternum. So we kind of need to stretch them in different aspects in order to get a full range of movement. Lower down slightly again. Life kind of wants to slump you forwards. Gravity, sitting down all day, working over a keyboard, general laziness kind of wants you to slump forward. So stretching through the front of your body here is really, really important. Often people are quite weak across their upper back and quite tight across the front, the chest and the shoulders. So again, drop it down one more time. Right, so final stretch, just tipping over to the side, hand behind you here. I want you to bring your hand behind your back here, then just sit tall, keep your posture, and then just a slight pressure on the top of your when you're here, you can see my shoulders are set down and I'm just applying a bit of pressure so I can feel the stretch through here. These are the muscles you use when you're kind of shouting at your kids and your husband. I strongly recommend you don't do that. Just accept it. They're never going to put a plate in the dishwasher. And then change onto the other side. And we hold that stretch there. So there you go. Little Broga with Steve there. So simple mobility sequence. Work your way back through that. Do as many times as you want. Let me know how you get on.